Hello and welcome to Loppy Loves. If you haven't been here before, my name is Lauren and on this channel I talk about my life as an immigrant living in Iceland. In today's video I am going to be talking about my experiences with birthdays in Iceland and birthdays that I've had here and birthdays of people in my life here that I've experienced. And the reason that I am making this video today is because it is my birthday a few days after this video airs, and it occurred to me that maybe my viewers might want to know about how birthdays are celebrated in Iceland. But before we start, I have to give a couple of shout outs. Thank you ever so much to Iceman98 and Victoria Waters for your donations on my coffee page. I am so touched whenever one of you donates to my page. It's just, I can't believe that you're willing to do that, so thank you ever so much. And if you would like to buy me a coffee, the link is in the description below. So this will be my 6th birthday since I moved to Iceland. I haven't spent every single birthday in Iceland, and I have also been to a lot of birthday events of the Icelanders in my life here. To start with, I just wanted to tell you how to say happy birthday in Icelandic. So you can either say Til hamingju með daginn, which means congratulations with the day, or Til hamingju með afmæli, which is congratulations with the birthday. I think afmæli can mean like anniversary, because I've heard that phrase in a context of wedding anniversaries as well. So I think it is birthday / anniversary, which I think to me they kind of mean the same anyway, or very similar. And that phrasing really confused me when I moved to Iceland, because I knew the phrase Til hamingju, congratulations, but I didn't hear Til hamingju með afmæli, I think, until it was my first birthday here, and people were telling me congratulations with the day, and I was very confused. I was like, thank you, because in English I think it'd be strange to tell someone congratulations because of the day that they were born. And I think on the first couple of years that I was here, I was also told in English congratulations on that about my birthday, and it kind of sounds sarcastic when you say that in English, so I always found that quite funny. And next we have the birthday song in Icelandic, which is the same tune. I think the birthday song is universally the same tune as far as I'm aware, and the lyrics, I'm not going to sing it, but it's just mostly repeating he or she has a birthday today. But I did have a funny experience after I'd been in Iceland for a couple of years. I was at a child's birthday coffee, which we will talk about in a bit, and I knew the words to the birthday song. I was confident singing it, and it was the first time that I'd confidently sung it at a birthday event. So there I was, proud of myself for knowing all the words and singing it all correctly. And then after we finished the song, everyone kind of just looked at each other and took a deep breath in and went into a second verse, and I was like, what the hell is going on? So there is sometimes a second verse. I have only ever heard it sung at children's birthday parties, and it is not always sung, but the second verse is like he or she is this many years old today. So the birthday coffee, or afmæliskaffi, is usually on a weekend closest to the birthday, and not everyone has this, but it's like a family event, and I think close friends as well, where you will set up like a coffee, like cakes and some snacks, and have coffee. Set up a table at home, and you'll have a set time. It's normally for a few hours, and people can just drop in and out throughout that time and come and share coffee with you and celebrate a little bit and just spend a little bit of time with you. I think it is a nice tradition, but it is not something I would personally ever do myself, because it's just not really my thing. We have birthday coffees not just for adults, there is also birthday coffees for children, and it's still called afmæliskaffi, birthday coffee, which is always a little bit strange to hear coffee time when it comes to children, but that's how it is here. There is something that I've heard a few families in my life doing here, but I don't know if it's necessarily like a tradition. I don't know if everyone does it, but I do know of multiple families that do it, and that is on a birthday, the person whose birthday it is chooses the family dinner that evening. And again, I don't know if this is like a traditional Icelandic thing or I just happen to know a few families here that do it, but that's something that I've noticed here. In the UK, we would generally either go out for a family meal or maybe get a takeaway, but the families I know that do it here, like, it's a home-cooked meal. They just choose what they want on their birthday. And next, I'm going to talk about stórafmæli, which is just the same in English. It's just a big birthday. And, you know, like when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 onwards, it's just every 10 years you have a big birthday. Yeah, so those are generally bigger celebrations in my experience. Not always. You can also just have a stórafmæliskaffi. But I did go to one party. I think it was my first year in Iceland as well. It was a 70th birthday party, and it was in Reykjavik, and I think there was over 150 guests. It was huge. And it was a family party as well. It's just because families here are so big in my experience. And there was a big hall rented out for the party. There was like I wouldn't say a buffet. There was like a bit of a spread of food, but it wasn't as big as what we'd throw in the UK. You know, it was more just like stuff to pick at, but not like a proper snack buffet like we'd have at a birthday party in the UK. People gave speeches, and yeah, there was just like drinking, dancing, just at this big hall. And I had forgotten that I was going to this party, so I was living in Reykjavik at the time, came to Selfoss, and then my partner at the time, his family, said, "Oh yeah, you need to get ready for the party, we're going in the minibus back to Reykjavik." And I was like, what? I'd completely forgotten. So I was very, very underdressed for this party. It was very formal, and I was in jeans and a t-shirt and felt super out of place. And I always seem to be dressed wrong for events here, no matter what. And there was also a time that I was at a kid's birthday coffee a few months later, where I had dressed up nicely because I just assumed that was the standard because of that party. And then I was told that I was very overdressed for that. So I can't get it right no matter what I do here. I wish people would just tell me what to wear before the event happens, so I'm aware. Now, children's birthdays here, I've been to a few of them, and I have heard more from my friends here who are parents. So in Iceland, if a child has a birthday party, as far as I'm aware, it's kind of expected that they will invite their entire class to this party, which sounds terrifying for the parents, honestly. It's a lot of pressure, I think, to have that many children in your house or wherever you're going to throw the party. For even just a short amount of time, that sounds scary. But so as far as I'm aware, the entire class is invited so that no one is left out, which is very nice because that does happen back home. And there is usually a 500 krónu gift limit, which off the top of my head I think is roughly like £3. I might be wrong on that, but in my head I think it's roughly about £3. And 500 krónu doesn't go very far in Iceland, so you can only really buy gifts from the shop Tiger. It's the same shop we have in the UK and across Europe. So it's just little cheap toys that are going to fall apart very quickly. I've heard that you can't give sweets now because of food allergies, and so you can't even give a chocolate bar. So people are under pressure to buy a gift for 500 krónu, and I've heard now that a lot of parents will just give 500 krónu directly to the child so that they can save up and buy their own gift. Whereas in the UK, when a kid has a birthday, we will have a party or a day out with a few of our friends. Usually our parents will set a limit for how many friends we can have because, you know, financial constraints, especially if we're going out somewhere. And on the day of your birthday, if you're in school that day, depending on the age, you will normally buy a bag of sweets. Actually, it might have changed since I was a kid because of food allergies and things now have changed schooling in the UK a little bit, but when I was a kid at least, you would buy a bag of sweets, and at the end of the day, you'd stand at the front of the queue of kids that are ready to leave the classroom, and you'd stand there with the bag open, and as each kid was leaving school, they would take a sweet out, wish you happy birthday, and then leave. But that's not done here. Gift giving on birthdays here is quite similar to the Christmas gift giving, I believe, which I mentioned in my video about Christmas in Iceland that I posted a month ago. So I think it's just close family that will give you a gift. It doesn't really seem to be friends, but I don't know too much personally. I think maybe best friends might give each other gifts, but it just really seems to be close family here, and they will give you like one gift. Whereas in the UK, you know, you get gifts from everyone and you'll get multiple gifts. So in the UK, we'll have family will give us gifts, friends will give us gifts, work colleagues you get along with will give you gifts. And what I have noticed here is that in the foreign community, we will give each other gifts, like friends, we will give each other gifts, and there'll be a gift bag with a few gifts in it. But when I'm at birthday events with Icelanders, it's just like close family give gifts, and it's usually just one gift. But again, I don't know too much about it. And so what I like to do on my birthdays here, I actually prefer being in England on my birthday, just because I'm surrounded by, you know, my old friends, my family. I have a lot more people there than I do here, and as much as I love my friends and my extended family here, you know, it's not the same as being back in Birmingham and celebrating with my loved ones there. So my first birthday in Iceland, I went to Birmingham for a week. My second birthday was my 25th birthday, and that was the last birthday I've spent in England actually. And I actually travelled alone to England on my birthday and arrived to my nan's in the evening. So I had the evening with my family and then saw my friends throughout the next few days. For my 26th birthday, I postponed my birthday trip. I was going to go for my birthday, but my nan was having her 80th birthday and my friend's son had a first birthday party on the same day. So I went in February, just a few weeks later. And then COVID affected the plans for the next few years. And last year, I was going to go to England on a last minute trip, and then some COVID regulations came into play a few days before I was going to leave, so I didn't go in the end. And then the regulations got dropped anyway after a few days, so I could have gone. A couple of years ago, we went and stayed in some log cabins in Borgarnes in West Iceland, and that was a really nice weekend. Yeah, and we were thinking about doing that again this year, or doing something similar, but I don't know, it didn't feel right to go away this year. This week we had some stuff going on that we were glad to be home in Selfoss for, so I'm glad that we didn't book anything actually. And I would have really liked to be in the UK this year, but next year I do have a Stórafmæli, my big birthday. I'll be turning 30, so my plan is to be in England for my 30th birthday, and it would have been 5 years since the last time I was in England for my birthday then. And what I like to do in England for my birthday, and what I've traditionally done, is that I will have breakfast in bed, which is usually sometimes cake, but I'm not a huge cake fan. Like maybe something like millionaire shortbread or chocolate brownies that my mum has baked. I'll have that in bed and blow out the candles. And I'll just, I don't know, maybe I'll go to the pub with my friends, just have a nice quiet drink at the pub if I'm not having a party, or go for a meal, or meet a friend for coffee, you know, just something like this. It's what I really like to do. And this year, there's no plans actually this year. We didn't make any plans. So I have booked the day off work on my birthday, and I am looking forward to just having a quiet day at home. Yeah, just relaxing and not being at work. So that is my video about my experiences with birthdays in Iceland. Yeah, this is just things that I have experienced here. I could be completely wrong about everything. It's just from what I have seen being here. So if there are any Icelanders watching this, let me know if there are any traditions that I missed out or any that you think I got wrong. And let me know how you celebrate birthdays where you come from. I am interested to hear. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!